This conference
Evening.
will now be recorded.
Does anyone have any disclosure of pecuniary interest? None? Great. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Anne, thank you. Mike, second. Thank you. And has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the October meeting? No news is good news. Okay. Can I get an adoption of the minutes then?
I have no sound. Oh,
Mike, thank
pull up
you.
a chair. You can join me in
Can
my
I get
square, but you
Can
might
I get
want
a
a chair.
second motion for the adoption of the minutes from October? Anne, thank you. Sally, thank you. And was there any business arising from the minute?
Hold on one second. I think I did actually. I know what it was. There was a comment made during our last meeting about whether or not Mono residents were notified in advance for the Halloween party because of the large number. So I followed up on that, and it turns out that our residents were notified 2 weeks in advance of the Halloween party registration going live, and so the registration was open. We let our residents know the registration was open up, and they had 2 weeks to register before we then went to the rest of the social media outlets. In that time frame, we received less than 25 registrations before it hit social media. So there was a 2-week time frame there where Mono people were notified through their newsletter.
Through the newsletter, right?
Yeah. So they were notified. So
Great.
it's once the notification went out via social media, that's when the registration started pouring in. So we had 25, just under 25 prior to that, of Mono residents only who took advantage of that. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, I don't have anyone from the public joining us so far, so we'll just get right into our agenda and kick things off with some unfinished business. First off the list is RAC chair nominations follow-up. So at our last meeting, I had nominated Mike Sodden for the next term for chair of the Recreation Committee. Were there any other nominations from anyone else? No? Okay. And we did have a vote of Mike's nomination, which was well received. And so, Mike, we're putting you on the spot here. Would you like to accept the position of chair of the Recreation Committee?
Sure, I'll gladly accept. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Glad to hear, Mike. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So that will be effective January.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not having a meeting next month, right? We usually take a break in December.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great. We'll move on to the. How was the Halloween event? I heard it was a success.
The
and very well
Halloween
attended.
event the Halloween event was, to put it mildly, phenomenal.
Amazing.
Like it was phenomenal. So much help. The what do you call it? The haunted house. Like, hats off, Dave and Mike and Craig. It was second to none. It was so good. You know, there were kids who went through it repeatedly. Then there were kids who wouldn't step foot in it. So, I mean, I
That's
think
awesome.
you really hit the nail on the head with that. It was just great. We had numerous emails following the event thanking us for it, and
Nice.
yeah, it was really, really well received. I don't know, do Dave, Sally, jump in there. What did you think?
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, well, it was well attended, and I think everyone enjoyed themselves. Probably the one thing we need to adjust for next year is that we bought quite a bit more food than we really needed. So we need to reduce our quantities of food because people didn't eat nearly as much as we expected.
Yes, you're right as far as the treats in the kitchen. I agree.
The cake, the cupcakes. Yeah.
There's lots of
Yeah.
food
The
left
event
over.
was really good. It was very well organized. There was a lot of leftovers. There were a lot of leftovers.
Yes. Yes.
In fact, we
Were
still
there-
have some in our food.
Were there a lot of food donations? Like for the food
Yes,
drive?
for the food, I think we had 205 pounds, I believe was the number
Nice.
of food that was donated on the Monday.
Oh, that's great. And did everyone who registered, did they all show up?
No, everyone didn't show up actually, which was almost a good thing. So I
Were there
think
any walk-ups?
which there were walk-ups. So I think the final tally was we had approximately 283 people in attendance.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Did it feel packed in there like it usually does?
It was full for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Now, this is interesting. One thing that people were asking was, when I say people, I mean, probably I received 2 comments about this from all the people that were there was, why don't you charge for this? And, you know, I explained to people that we did once upon a time. We used to charge $5 each because people couldn't believe what they walked away with as far as, you know, the
goodies?
pumpkin, the crafts, the goodies, the loot bags. And so they said, well, why don't you charge for this? And when I explained to them that we don't charge because you know, both Shelburne and Orangeville also provide Halloween parties, and they do so at no cost. I said their setup is different than ours, where, you know, Orangeville lets you, I believe, go skating or swimming for free. And I'm not sure exactly what Shelburne does, but I don't think they go to the extent that we go to. People did say they would gladly pay $5 a head to come to this. And so one of the things we did do was we put out the donation box at the kitchen. We did receive $30 in donations from the day. So I thought that was very nice of some people to put that up. Anyways, I just thought I would mention that
Maybe we could ask for, along with the food donations, maybe if people were welcome to, we could do like a suggested donation of $5, and that can also go towards the food bank.
Well, it'd be nice if it went towards the event. It's an expensive event.
What was the cost, the final bottom line?
I haven't got it back from Emma yet. I've asked Emma to put all the numbers together for me, so I'm waiting on that. Yeah.
I'd be interested in knowing. And also, I know that there were a lot of donations. For example, the food, the treat bag candy was donated, and
all
there were
all of the
those
all of the
pumpkins.
treats in the kitchen, all of those treats in the kitchen were donated.
Oh, they were. Nice.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, we didn't pay for any of that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
But
wow.
a lot of the fun in being part of this event is knowing that we're providing a free service to the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah. And even with like, if there's families, it's a hard time for a lot of families, and families with multiple kids, it can certainly add up. So offering this community event for everyone, I think, is a really great thing for the town of Mona to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also helps to to receive donations because this is a free event. So other businesses are happy to be a part of that, to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm. And you know, in all of the loot bags, we did put a sponsorship card to let people know that, you know, it's thanks for these local grocery stores that all donated to these loot bags.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How did people enjoy Noah?
They loved him. They honestly, he was wonderful. He was great. The two storytellers from the Orangeville Library couldn't have been two nicer ladies. They um both entertainers, both the sets of entertainment totally what do you call it? Like they had the kids' attention. Engaged, thank you, is the word I'm looking for. They absolutely engaged the kids. The time, I think, for each show being 20 minutes was plenty, because they get antsy. So I think where we limited the two shows to 15 to 20 minutes and had 4 shows in total, that worked really well.
What kind of entertainer was Noah?
A juggler and a magician.
Oh, nice.
And he had music as well, and the music he had just worked so it was great. The music he had, it just really pumped the kids up, and it worked really well with his show. Like, so as he was doing his show, the music would come on that would really get you, oh, what's it gonna do next, and yeah, he was great. Couldn't
Awesome.
Yeah, I would have him back. Absolutely would have both of those sets of entertainers back. We'd be very fortunate if they would join us again.
Did you get a lot of pumpkins for the next day, or November 1st at Menorah?
So the Halloween pumpkin trail was a booming success. Couldn't believe it. We had, and that was not the next day. It was November 1st, right? So October 31st was Halloween. November 1st, we had the pumpkin trail, and we received upwards of about 165 to 170 pumpkins.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. We had plenty of pumpkins to be able to set the trail right along the Blue Trail at Menorah. You go out across the dam and then up towards, you know, the
Holly
Blue
Gully?
Trail. I call it the main loop. You go up towards Holly Gully and then you turn left before you take the trail down to the Martin's Place, and then you come back up and you come up behind or just back out onto the dam again.
What
It
did
was
you do with
great.
all the pumpkins after?
We took them to a local farm for
For feed?
feed
pigs?
for animals, and then the ones that we couldn't take there, we recycled. We took them ourselves to recycling. So it
Recycling.
was good.
Compost or
We have a question.
recycling?
Compost. Yeah, compost. Yeah, it
Go
was
ahead,
great.
Dave.
Question. I was at Menorah that Tuesday night for a Moto Nordic Ski
Yes.
Club meeting, and I went out along the trail afterwards when it was very dark, and I saw all the pumpkins. They were still lit, but there were no people out there. Did people come earlier to see the pumpkins?
Yeah, it was advertised from 5:30 to 7:30, and we ended up keeping it open till
I went
8:30.
about 8.
So a big chunk of people
Yeah, I went
were
out
out.
about 8:30. I was the only person out
Yeah, so you went out probably just before
there.
we
So
went
some
out
people-
to pick up all of the tea lights. I would say the majority of the people were out there around 7:30. I told one couple that we would leave it open till 8:30 because they had to take their daughter to some program that she was involved in and she didn't want to miss it, but they said we'd bring her back. So for that, we were only supposed to stay open till 7:30, but I said, no, we'll keep it going. I won't shut it down till 8:30. So hopefully they brought their daughter back. I think the majority of the people there were there though around 7:30. When
Okay,
I was
that's
out on the
good.
trail, setting up the pumpkins, between 4:30 and 5:30 kind of thing, there must have been 20 to 25 families out there at that time. And I mean, the other thing that was in our favorite was the most beautiful night you could have asked for. It was warm, there was no wind, it was absolutely the perfect evening for it. And so there were a lot of families just out for walks, and when they saw me setting up the pumpkins, there was lots of questions like, what are you doing? And I told them, oh, I'm going to go home and get my kids and my neighbors and we'll be back. So I would say we had upwards of at least 100 people, at least, walking through the trail.
Good.
Yeah, it's something that people, when they saw it, the comments were, "Oh, this is fabulous. There's nothing like this in Dufferin." Are you going to do it again next year? I said, absolutely. And, people all had suggestions on how to make it bigger and better. So.
Nice. Any other comments about the Halloween event or feedback? Okay, let's move on to our next event, Winterfest. So we've got the date set.
So the date has been set at February the 5th. I'm hoping that accommodates a number of the vacations that I changed it to February 5th because I know most of you were on vacation for the January 29th one. And honestly, without volunteers, this is an event that just can't go on. So kind of paid attention to that. And February 5th seemed to be
Just
more
Dave and I are coming back on.
I'm sorry, Sally, I lost. Dave and you are coming back on
February the 4th, so we'll be there for February the 5th, but we'll be away the week prior to that. So in terms of prepping for some of the things,
Okay.
it will be difficult to help out. Yeah.
Okay.
unless we can do them 2 weeks before.
And that can be done. Like if we do the chili and things, we can freeze it.
Yeah,
And
no,
just for
unfortunately,
the record, I leave at 5 in the morning on the 5th for a week's holiday with my whole family, so that can't be changed. Required 8 of us to make find a week that would work. So about 6 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago, we found that was the only week that we could all go. So I will not be there, but I will be able to help with the prep.
Okay.
and I will be working at Mansfield.
Mike, you're available?
Yes, I will definitely be available.
Thank you. So we're going to need to recruit volunteers for this, for the day of, for sure. So if any of you know, I will definitely reach out to, we had a lovely high school student who helped us at the Halloween party, and I will definitely reach out to her, to see if she can help us the day of. I will reach out to my family members, of course, to see if they will help us. But we're going to need more. So I made a list of the volunteers we had last time. And at the last Winterfest 2020, we had 1, 2, 3, 6, we had 17 volunteers / staff present.
What about Fred and Franca? Maybe reaching out to because the counselors usually do something at Winterfest. So they do the is it the hot chocolate or the apple cider?
Yeah, I'll reach out to them.
The mayor.
Oh,
the
maybe.
mayor-
And then maybe even the DEI committee that would be great for them to be a part of. And
Would you like to reach out to them?
What's the
yeah,
DE
yep.
committee?
The diversity, equity, and inclusive
Oh, okay, yeah.
committee. Yeah.
I know I've had the chair of the Heritage Committee, Barb, offered to. She was at the Halloween party. Her and her husband, and she has offered to volunteer as well.
Would we need the Saturday, the day before, to set up? I can get some high school kids to help out, but I just would need to know the hours that you would want them there.
Setup will mostly, I can get staff to do the actual setup in the hall. That's okay. That's no problem. The big setup is, like the day of. So why don't we just go through? I put together the draft task list, which I sent to you just prior to the meeting, actually.
Do you want to share your screen and put it up so we could all go through it?
I don't have it up right now. Do you guys have a copy of what I sent you?
It's on our email.
I didn't see it.
I did.
Oh, it's a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet. I can see if I can share it. If you want to give me permission.
Hold on. There you go.
Can you see it?
Very
Yeah, it's
small.
Very small.
Really small.
Yeah.
Can't read a thing. Oh, it's
How's
getting
that?
bigger.
It's getting better.
Still can't read it.
That's good, Hyun.
There we go.
That's not bad.
That's not too bad. So this is just taken from the 2020, the last Winterfest that we had. So I figured it was a good starting point for us for tonight.
I can read it.
Oh.
Can you see it? Okay. Well, basically, I can read it. Hot apple cider, need propane, burners. Did you use your burner the last time, or someone else had it? Oh, the Martins bring it. Okay.
So anyways, if we could just,
You can bring that. Can you bring the trough again to do the fire?
so MC for the day, you know, perhaps we could get Melinda to do that. Let's just go
To
through some
MC?
of these. Yeah, let's just go through some of the ones that we know for sure, like contact OPP and ambulance. I'll do that. Staff. Prepare speaking notes, staff, and MC will just leave open right now. Parking monitors. So I guess that will depend. Let's just go through where we know what we can do. So Dave, marshmallow roast. You can look after that again.
Yes.
Awesome.
The
Okay.
cider, that's usually the counselors, isn't it?
Well,
Well,
they didn't.
they don't do any of the prep. They come and they serve it. That's all staff that looks after all of the organization of the cider.
Your staff, okay.
My staff, yeah. Basically me. Okay. Location of outdoor events. So sleigh rides, horse-drawn sleigh rides. We're good with that happening again?
Sure. That was very popular.
Yeah. If there's snow, it's good.
Yeah, if there's snow. The one thing we had, the last one, was the Monkey Movers gym bus. We paid over $600 to have them there. I'm a little leery of having them because of the close quarters that the bus is in, and with the pandemic and everything else, I'm just not sure that they were wonderful and people really enjoyed them. They were a big hit. So I'm going to throw that out to you guys as what your thoughts on that are.
I agree. There's
Yeah.
lots of fun stuff to do outside, so I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with how bad the flu season is so far. I think let's try to keep activities outside as much as possible.
Okay. Snowmobile display, you good with that?
Sure.
Barbecue, apple cider, marshmallow, snowshoes, skating, and bikes.
I can do the barbecue. That's usually
Yay, I was hoping you would say that. Okay.
Kim, I have a question. Are we going to do chili? Because I have an idea for it.
Yes, I think that's kind of one of the signature things that we do for the event.
Okay. If could the Mono Pickleball Club do that as a fundraiser?
100%.
Okay. So we'd make everything in advance and freeze it and do chili with buns, I guess, and then also maybe cupcakes again. Can we do cupcakes and sell them?
Okay, so yeah, for sure. Let's think about this as a fundraiser. So normally we have in the kitchen, like we have sausages, burgers, and chili and donuts. So tell me, so if the pickleball club is going to do that as a fundraiser, do they want to do the whole kitchen as a fundraiser, or do they just want to do the chili and then they, whatever the chili sales are, we keep that in a separate kind of cash box on the day of? What were you thinking, Sally?
Probably chili and buns, and I don't know if we want to try to do hot dogs too for the children, but would you do with sausage and hot dogs separately? Mike would do that? We'd have two cash boxes going, or should we? I don't know, Anne, what do you think? Could we do it all?
So, yeah, and this is also a place where we can get volunteers. I'm pretty sure we could get volunteers to maybe do the whole kitchen. I don't think it's too ambitious that we
No, I
could do
think
the
we
whole
do it.
kitchen.
So just so I have it, I understand, when you do the kitchen, that means that they will 100% look after the kitchen. So they'll purchase all of the supplies that they need. And then they will do the sales. Like in the past, last year or in 2020, we had the cash that came in from the kitchen was $906. Now I have to find the financial sheet, but on what the cost of the kitchen supplies were, but I think the kitchen made about $300.
So when you say kitchen, I heard chili. What other things come out of the kitchen?
In the kitchen, we do tea, coffee. People did ask for pop, which we didn't have. And in the notes from our follow-up, the RAC meeting, which I sent you, one of the notations that was made was that pop should be provided. Maybe you want to make it Perrier, like sparkling water instead. But we do sausage, hot dogs, burgers.
Burgers too, or can we just do sausage and burgers? Are too many.
That's a lot of stuff.
We never did. I don't think. Did we always do burgers?
Yeah.
Well, we got into burgers, and then we also got into veggie burgers. Veggie burgers weren't a big seller. Actually, one of the notations we made was to cut that back to one box of veggie burgers if we're going to do them again.
Could we do just hot dogs
Or
and
just do
sausage?
Or just
So-
do like a small chili, veggie chili.
Well, we do some veggie chilies and some meat chilies. There'd be a combination.
Yeah,
So
it said
I'm just a bit confused. I guess I thought the barbecue was outside and the chili was inside. So I'm
no,
sorry.
everything we do barbecue outside, but we bring it inside to sell it.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's nice having the smell of the barbecue outside and people can see it, and which is great. And it certainly adds to the day, that's for sure. But then
And
they
what-
go inside and purchase it out of the kitchen.
Okay, and what about the cider? I heard cider earlier.
Cider is given away. That's a free drink that is given away and is served up by the counselors. But we do
Okay.
pay for it.
But
They
the
don't
tea and coffee and pop, they purchase. People purchase if they want it.
Yes.
Every,
And
everything in the kitchen is sold.
It's sold. Okay. And they know they can go in there and get whatever they want. And so, okay. So we were really initially just talking about chili. So now it's grown a bit. We could probably do chili, coffee, tea, and other drinks, whether it's sparkling water, pop, whatever we decide. We could have 2 boxes if we want to also have, if we don't want to do the sausage. Mike has offered to cook the barbecue. So what do you think, Sally?
we could
Should
probably do,
we?
can
I'm
we
thinking.
discuss?
Go ahead.
No, I
Go ahead.
was thinking sausage and hot dogs could be done. If we can find, I don't know if there's a store in Orangeville like that would pre-boil the sausages and then you just cook them, because that's actually a little safer by food handling standards. That's what we do up at my cottage. They buy them all pre-boiled and packaged. There's a store in Sault Ste. Marie that does it, and then you just cook them, and you have to have thermometers to check that they're cooked all the way. They have to reach a certain temperature, digital thermometers. The hot dogs don't matter, I don't think, because they're pretty easy to cook. I think we could do it if we can get enough volunteers, Anne. Oh, you have something to say?
No, no.
Oh, I thought you just made a
Well,
noise.
except, I don't think
I'll just say that from actually
Why don't-
working grill a few years, there's probably 15 burgers sold for every sausage that is sold.
Oh, so you think
Yep.
burgers are more popular? Okay, we could do burgers. Why don't we can Ann and I discuss this outside the meeting, and we'll get back to you. But we'll do part of the kitchen, and we can I think we could probably find enough volunteers.
Yeah, if I'm just a little concerned, part of me thinks it's either the whole kitchen.
Well, could we do the whole thing, Ann? You think? Because I'll be there the day of the event, and we
Right.
can have a few other people there. Plus, we'll have some volunteers that just serve.
And I can oversee the whole cooking of the chili.
So the chili has to be made in a certified kitchen.
Yeah.
We'll do all the
so-
cooking in the kitchen there. That we did that with the cupcakes.
Right.
Yes.
And we
I-
and we could do cupcakes again. I think that's a popular item. So we could do cupcakes. Yeah. Like, I think that's a good idea, Sally. Let's just sit down and think about how much we're going to need of each, make sure we can get enough volunteers, which I think we can.
I think we can.
I
And
can
I have my
certainly
Kim.
let I can let you know what we've bought in the past, how much of what we have bought in the past.
Great. And so we'll touch base with you on that.
And I have my food handler certificate, so I know about the rules of the kitchen and barbecues.
Perfect.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's wonderful.
Thanks, Kim, for your support for pickleball. Yay.
Yeah. One thing that I will mention is one of the notes from the last Winterfest was to order to place your supply order at least a month in advance, because there was some concern that all of the hot dog buns weren't the same, and all of the hamburg buns weren't the same by committee members. So just throwing that out there, that was one of the recommendations, is that all food is ordered a minimum of a month in advance in order to assure
Consistency.
consistency.
Okay.
And I know
Okay.
from last time, the ratio of vegetarian chili to meat chili was way too high. I know there are a lot of vegetarians out there, but they didn't eat the vegetarian chili because I know a bunch of us had to come home with huge pots of vegetarian chili, and
Oh, yeah.
my wife was sick of looking at it after a week.
And you're right, Mike, that was another one of our suggestions, was to cut way back on the vegetarian, like to have it available, but to cut way back on it, because we overbought or overestimated what the vegetarian demand would be.
Those donuts that you get, Kim, those are always popular.
Those are from
Yeah.
Zehrs, aren't
Those donuts come from Zehrs, yeah.
they? Okay.
But if you wanted to make cupcakes again, I mean, that's up to you. Like if you wanted to,
We
100%, we will leave the kitchen in your hands, pickleball
Okay.
people. How's that?
Okay.
And can we make a notification on the flyers or any promotional material that, you know, people are to bring their own mugs? That would help out a lot too.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Helps to reduce waste.
That would really help, yeah. Yeah, I've got about 300 cups left over from the Halloween party, the recyclable cups. They're expensive, but I've hidden them away so that we've got them for Winterfest.
They're for hot drinks.
Okay, so I just do, oh, here it is. So that's great. By the pickleball club taking over the kitchen, that really helps with the volunteer issue. That's because the people that I use in the kitchen, I can now put them out on something else. So that's great.
One question about that, Kim. If the kitchen sales help to pay for some of the expenses of the event, if it's going to be a fundraiser for the pickleball club, the event will not have that money to help pay for the event. So that's not going to be a problem.
Well,
There's the raffle.
there is the raffle. Now that's again something that we need to discuss as to whether or not you want to go. That raffle, last time we did it, brings in almost $1,500 towards this event. So that is a huge fundraiser for us.
And it's very popular.
Yeah.
It is very, very popular.
People just come for the raffle.
Oh yeah.
It gets them there, you know. Hopefully they go out and have a skate or a toboggan or a snowshoe while they're there. But it brings people out. They socialize. They love it. It also draws them into the building to come to see all of the community booth displays that we get set up. So it draws them into the building. You know, the snowflake raffle is a great, it rounds out things going on inside. It's a lot of work to set it up, for sure it is, but it really helps with the cost of this event.
Now we just need to be careful not to call it a raffle, but we were calling
It's
it
a draw.
prize draw. Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
draw. The
'Cause
snowflake
otherwise
draw.
we'll have to get a permit.
Yes. Yes, it's a draw. Yeah, they draw the tickets out of the bag. It's a draw.
Yes.
Okay, so in that regard, then I have a list. I have a list of all of the people that donated prior. I'll go through it and I'll let you know all of the ones that I can handle, or I've handled in the past, and then I'll send it out to you guys, and I'll send it along with a donation letter template. And if you want to reach out to these people, that would be great. Or if you just put your name beside, you know, who you think you'll be able to reach out to. That way we don't duplicate, you know, asking other people. But I'll put that all together and send it to you and give you lots of notice on that.
Tim, I have a question.
Sure.
If the kitchen, the pickleball people, if we get some donations of, say, hot dogs or stuff like that, are we allowed to do that? Get from some of the grocery stores and stuff like that if we acknowledge the people that gave us donations?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because some of them might support us. It's worth an ask. If not, then you buy it, or do both, or a combination of both.
Yeah, like you can do up a letter, saying what you're doing, and sure.
Okay.
So cross country skiing, Dave, what are your thoughts on the ski club being able to be there this year?
I think they probably will be able to. This date is better than the previous date. Mono Nordic has a club ski race on the 27th or 28th of January, I think. So this would be better.
Okay.
And I think they're planning on having the Family Day ski event, which implies that they have enough rental skis for a fair number of people. So they should be able to bring them over. I'll check all this. We've got a meeting coming up on December 6th, I believe it is. So I'll check this all out with the club and see if they can bring some skis over.
Okay.
And probably have a booth inside as well in the community events or community organizations thing. So
Yeah, so you'll ask them if they'd like to come as a booth too. That would be great.
sure, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll confirm that after our executive meeting on the 6th of December.
Perfect. Okay.
And maybe if you can ask for maybe some day passes for the raffle or the prize draw.
Yeah, I think Mono Nordic gave some season passes or day passes last year, and we could probably do the same again.
That'd be great. I'll check with the Upper Grand School Board about the snowshoes. I haven't been able to secure any funds as of yet for, our snowshoeing program, but I will check. I'll see if I can't find snowshoes. I'm not sure what's happening with the school board, where I used to always get them, but I'll make some calls. The tobogganing, normally what we have done or one of the things that was suggested, and I think done one year, was we sprayed lines on the tobogganing hill or had signage put up, which we do anyways now as a regular thing out there as to where people should walk and where they can toboggan. So that's pretty much all done by
Yeah.
staff.
And no one really follows it, but people, it's kind of self-regulated usually.
Mm-hmm. What about snowshoeing hikes? Those were a hit.
But you have to have snowshoes. We could ask the either the Dufferin Highlands or the Caledon Hills Bruce Trail Club if they might run some short winter hikes. Some people might volunteer.
Or like snowshoe hikes or just regular walking hikes?
Well, you have to bring your own snowshoes if we don't get them, because if you don't have them from the school board, and most of the people that would use the ones from the school board may not be very experienced, so to go very far might be a challenge. And they're bad snowshoes, apparently.
Yeah, they're free.
You could advertise snowshoe hikes, but people would maybe have to bring their own snowshoes.
Some people do.
Okay.
Some people have them. Yeah.
So I'll So I just want to get this nailed down a little bit more. So Sally, you're going to ask the local Bruce Trail clubs
Yes. To
to
organize.
lead hikes, whether it is walking or snowshoeing.
Yes, and they can probably set up a booth. Yeah, they probably would set up a booth, or maybe just do one for both of them. I don't know.
Yes, just.
Yeah, sometimes they've combined, sometimes they're separate. So you'll ask them.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Dufferin Highland Bruce Trail Club had a social event on Sunday at the community center, and they also had an orienteering hike. And so Craig and I participated, and there was a handful of people out, and that was a lot of fun. And it was not difficult. Like, we were given maps and compasses, but it was the checkpoints were all on the Bruce Trail, but it was just a fun challenge to like get a map and then have go-to points to kind of go out. And then if you got all of the checkpoints and our times were recorded, we won a prize, even though everyone who participated won a prize. But maybe, so it was Maria that organized it from the Dufferin Highlands Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe that could be an option.
Okay. I will ask Dufferin Highlands what they can offer and suggest a few of those things.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have some volunteers who will come out that day.
Love it. That's great.
And then also they had a table of some really great wooden carved ornaments and other wooden toys and stuff like that they were selling for like really cheap. Maybe if you could also ask if they, I can't, Craig, do you remember what that gentleman's name was? Was it John? I can't, Peter, I'm not sure what his name was. He was an older gentleman, but he was selling them. Perhaps he might be able to donate some things for the prize draw, or even like a calendar. I bought a pair of really nice Bruce Trail socks. So they had some nice swag on display that might be great prize draw prizes.
Yeah, I can. Both clubs they might donate a membership or some swag. There's lots of nice Bruce Trail stuff out there now, so I can ask both clubs for the raffle as well.
That's great.
The draw.
The draw.
And then just staying on the topic of the Bruce Trail, so Maria would love to come to our next meeting and just do a presentation and see how there could be some kind of collaboration with the rec committee, help to promote some of their events and whatnot. So Mike, if you wanted to, I'll introduce you to Maria via email, and then maybe you can just add that to the agenda for January.
Okay, so I'll contact, Fat Bikes. Joanne, can you contact
Jeff? Yep.
Yeah. And I think we have a waiver on hand that we view, or maybe he has a standard one. I don't know.
Whose waiver did we use last time? Was it Towns?
I don't see it in the, hold on.
I'm not sure if he'll have any Fat Bikes in stock. He has some in his shop right now, but they're high end. They're quite expensive, so I don't know if he'll want to provide those as demo bikes, but I will ask.
Yeah, he had a kick sled the last time too. Didn't he bring that?
Yeah, that was his own personal one. Oh, you know who we had contacted last time that was going to participate with some Fat Bike demos was it was Shannon from Hockley Valley, because they've got fat bike rentals now, and that would be a great promotion for them.
Did you want to contact them?
Sure, I can reach out to Shannon. They might have snowshoes as well.
Where did they ride the fat bikes, you guys?
Just
Do you
on the
remember?
field.
It was just around the community center and out in the field. Yeah, it was just like a loop around the community center, really, around the park.
Okay. Oh, one of the other things that was, I'm jumping ahead here actually, because it's not on here and I didn't want to forget it, was that broom ball that you set up, Mike. That was a big hit as well.
Yeah, as long as we still have the brooms, but yeah, the parents versus kids broom ball matches were always well participated in.
Martin has been.
Okay, so I'll look for the brooms. That might be a bit of a challenge 3 years later.
If Kim,
Yes.
we have a friend who might have real brooms for broom ball. We'd have to ask him how many he has and everything, because they used to belong to our ski club, and he inherited them, so they're probably in his garage.
Oh,
That would be fantastic.
We could ask Martin, and then we'd have to borrow them and return them all because he might want to use them again.
well, for sure. And I mean, we would pick them up and we would take them back to him. So,
Well, he lives in Aurora, so we would have to work out something.
oh, maybe we won't. Okay, so I'll see what we've got left for brooms. I'll let you know, Sally. And then Mike, if you want to organize it the day of. Good. I just didn't want to miss broom ball there. Okay. So as far as the raffle, I'll organize that. Like I'll send you guys the list. With, you know, the ones that I can look after and whatever extra you can provide to that, that'd be great. Would like to set, you know, would like to have all gifts as possible at the community center for February the 2nd. And that way I can set everything up on February 3rd.
Before we hop on the raffle, I remember not the last one, but another very popular event was the obstacle course. Now I don't know why we didn't do it the last time, but would that be available? Because there was a lot of equipment to set up, but kids loved it.
Somebody
That was
brought
like a $2,500 or $1,500 cost.
That's right. You're right. That's what the challenge on that one was.
Okay.
You're right.
That's a lot of money.
Well, in fairness to him, a lot of it was liability, like insurance related.
Yeah.
So.
And he was also coming from Bracebridge, and it's a lot to set up.
Yeah, it was very popular, and we really appreciated that he was there, and it would be wonderful we could have him back, but totally understandable. What was the name of his company?
Superfly Racing. He puts on a Polar Rush. He puts on a Polar Rush event. It's going to be at Albion this year, actually. It might actually be on the same weekend. So, like he won't do it for free. I know that.
Oh,
it's a lot of work for him.
I'm just wondering if we could do an obstacle course, like mini version, if we had enough volunteers to set it up just with what we're working with the supplies in the basement.
I mean, we can certainly give you like, you know, those cones, you know, traffic cones and things like that. I don't know. Is that something that you as a committee would be wanting to take on? Like, I'm happy to supply you with whatever I can possibly supply you with through the town. And you're right. It was very popular. Kids, it was just one of those things that they could go and do.
Yeah, and we had a scoreboard, and we gave prizes. We would keep track of the best times for everyone, so it was quite competitive. It was a lot of fun, but as is everything, I mean, it's a heck of a lot of work. So it really depends on how many volunteers we can get a hold of.
Is there any group that you think might want to? Anyone, any ideas on that one?
Are there any scouts left in Orange?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've set them up at school. I can't do anything because I'll be stuck in the kitchen. But at
Yeah,
school, like, yeah, if you had enough volunteers, they're actually quite easy to set up, and you could probably get some of the equipment and just do it much simpler.
If you
Are
could,
there,
like, what type of equipment do you need, Sally?
well, if anybody had, those tunnels that people have at home for their kids sometimes, those little tunnels that you can crawl through, but and you can just use chairs and tables and hula hoops and things like that. But I can't do anything because I'm already doing other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly have chairs, we have tables, we have hula hoops. Could probably purchase one of those tunnels because we'll use it again and again.
But if it's going to be a race, you need two courses. So
No,
it
it's not a
becomes,
race. It's just a timed thing. So you
oh,
set one child off and you time them, right?
okay.
So it's not people actually racing against the others.
It
Public
really
Works
depends a
Department
lot
have any
on.
culvert pipe?
Plastic culvert pipes. Oh, that's a good idea. Did you hear what Dave said?
Culvert
Has
pipes?
Mike Dunmore got any culvert pipe,
Plastic ones.
plastic culvert pipes sitting out behind the garage there?
We
I
crawl
can
through
ask.
those.
Okay. So culvert pipes, tables, chairs, hula hoops, traffic cones.
And just like we used to have like a ball you throw into a container, like you have to sink a basket or something. But
Yeah,
you
you
can do
throw a
pretty
ball in a
simple.
bucket or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay.
We don't have a big wooden
I
box.
don't know, Mike, is this something that you want to put into your, like if you and I work together on this or?
Yeah, for sure. And of course, it's like everything, it's weather dependent. If it's icy, we couldn't do it, but I mean, we won't know that until a few days before. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it gets kids to burn the calories from eating all the donuts and drinking all the apple cider. So may as well let them burn as much as they can.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so kitchen, that's 100% pickleball club now. Okay. Okay. Oh, what about the popcorn? I have to check and see if the popcorn machine has gone on Fritz or whether or not there was just a challenge with it, but should we sell popcorn? That might be a little bit of a fund, or not a fundraiser, but something that, could go towards the expense of the event for the town to do.
I can
Or
tell you people like the popcorn. Doa had popped a little bit of popcorn and it was kind of burnt and not great. And she put it in the little bags out on the table and people took it all and ate it. So
No, they did not.
yes,
Oh,
they did. I
God.
watched it. I was right beside them, and they kept asking me for more popcorn, and I said, there isn't any. The machine doesn't work. I mean, it does work. I think. Yeah.
I think there was just I think there was a challenge the day of. I'm going to retest it myself and like when I have a moment and see if I can't make it. So
I think it might just have to be cleaned a little bit, maybe, and
oh no, it has to be all cleaned out. Yeah. Staff will look after that. Ping pong. One of the suggestions we had last time was to have the tennis club downstairs looking after ping pong. What do you guys think about that?
Had Peter, I remember we had an event where Peter Gibson was running ping pong in the basement, or was that mini tennis? I don't recall.
It might have been their mini tennis. So that's something we can say. Do we want to set up the ping pong tables, or do we want to let the tennis club use the lower south room for tennis? What do you think?
well, I don't know.
The only issue with that is they may want to get involved in some fundraising of their own. So I don't know if having the tennis and the pickleball.
What about Anne? Do you think? I'm sorry. Could Anne? Do you think we could get a volunteer or two to set up one net downstairs and just do a little pickleball with the kids down there?
We probably could, but I don't think we should elbow out tennis. I think we would like to let tennis have an opportunity to showcase themselves. That's all. I just think we need to share this.
I think one of the things you can look at is, or we can just set up ping pong downstairs and we'll find a volunteer to oversee that room. And tennis, we can, in our Make Mono Shine event, maybe we talk to them about whether or not they'd like to look after any type of kitchen or food that comes to Make Mono Shine, and it's 100% theirs to figure out. So they share the event, you guys kind of share events.
Yeah, they did do Make Mono Shine this year. They had the barbecue and ice cream and so on. Yeah.
So I don't think there should be any challenge from them as far as you guys pickleball doing this event. Because they did Make Mono Shine. And well,
I was just thinking that if tennis isn't going to be, we could, if tennis isn't going to do a little tennis showcase, we probably could do a pickleball showcase. It wouldn't be a fundraiser. It would just give people an opportunity to see what this pickleball is all about. So I mean, the ceiling.
You will have a table upstairs though, won't you? Or as one of the community booths?
Well, that's another thing. Probably we would, but we haven't. That hasn't come up in discussion yet. But sure, probably. But then so many people still don't know what pickleball is. So if they were to come to the booth, we could say, hey, there's a little demo downstairs. You can see what it's about down there.
Yeah, and it wouldn't take more than probably 20 minutes for two people to tape a court downstairs either. The room is big enough.
You just can't lob.
No lobs.
Yeah.
Is there anything breakable down there?
No.
No, the lights The lights are flush with the ceiling, I think, down there, so it's okay.
So, well, how about we just take that to our board and see if they would like to? Then that would be something different other than ping pong, wouldn't it? Could we have both? Is it big enough to have both things happening?
Yeah.
That's the time.
Not at the same time, because you'd need the
No.
whole room downstairs for the pickleball court.
Okay.
I'm still a little concerned about the tennis club. Like, I don't want to. They've always
Okay.
been a part of this.
So let me just say that when I think about it, we don't have spare paddles. People would have to offer their own personal paddles, and sometimes they do go missing. We've had that experience already. So how about we back off of that altogether, Sally? We'll just
Okay.
do kitchen, okay?
Mhm.
So
Makes sense.
scratch the idea of having it. If we have a booth, we can always have a video of pickleball being played that people can look at if they have a question. We don't have to do a live demo, okay? So we'll just back out altogether.
Okay. So I'll talk to the tennis club to see whether they are big on ping pong. We have 3 tables. It's nice to get, it does allow the kids to enjoy pickleball. Plus we're trying to promote, or not pickleball, ping pong. Plus we're trying to also promote ping pong at Mono Center. Like, we do have a ping pong club per se. Maybe I could talk to them as well to see whether or not they would look after overseeing the ping pong down there. But I like the idea of ping pong. I'll be honest with you. I think it allows more people to play. Like, you could actually have 12 people playing ping pong at the same time. Are you guys good with that?
There are what, 2 or 3 ping pong tables in the
We have
basement?
we have 3 ping pong tables now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's if pickleball and or tennis are donating prizes for the raffle, it'd be nice for them to, showcase their product a little bit of what they offer downstairs. But I mean, obviously
Okay.
it's up to them to decide.
Well, why don't I talk to the tennis club and see what they would like to do, if they would like to have use of that room for tennis play, or would they prefer to do ping pong? It's a matter of them finding volunteers as well to come out on the day of.
For sure, yeah.
But I can certainly speak to them about the Lower South room. So let's just leave it. It'll either be ping pong or tennis. Does that work? Yeah, okay. The display groups, no problem. I will get in touch with them. Except I'm just a few here. So Sally is doing any Bruce Trail group, right?
Both clubs that are go into Mono Center.
Yeah. Dave, you're doing the ski club.
Right.
I've got Mono Cycling Club. Anybody?
Is there one?
There's
The
no
Mono?
motorcycling club.
There is a
Oh,
Mono.
we did have. There is not. There was Wild Betty's, so that's Melinda's club, and she had a booth last time, so we can ask her
Oh,
if she
did
wants
they?
to. Yeah.
Okay. We've got the Athlete Institute on here,
They've never had a display.
but they have donated prizes to us before.
I don't have a membership there anymore, and I don't have everyone I know there has moved on to.
I know, I know a bunch of people there. I
Headwaters?
can contact them and ask them if they want them because I'm in regular contact with them.
That's great. Okay, Mike, I'll put you down. So you can ask them, can you ask them if they want to donate towards the draw and whether they'd like to have a community booth?
Yep.
Great. Okay, I can look after the rest here. And does anyone have anyone else? Can you think of anyone that we're missing? Okay, so there'll be also the Heritage Committee. Will the DEI Committee want a display booth?
I can ask.
Kim, did you add Mono Pickleball Club to that list?
I sure
Yep,
did.
they're on here.
Okay, I missed it.
Were there any new groups at Make Mono Shine that might want a booth here?
I'd have to look. Would we want to double, like, would we want to ask them to both? Because Make Mono Shine is not very far down the road. It's April 22nd.
Yeah, it might be too much to
Yeah,
ask
might as
them.
well.
Need to save them.
So you kind of want to have different community booths at each of these events. Okay. Oh, entertainment. I think we might have skipped over that. What do you think about asking the Jason Kipps band back again?
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be happy to perform.
What did we
Or unless
have?
you guys
Wait,
want something
we
different.
We had him Make Mono Shine,
Yeah,
and we
he's
had
at
him
Make
up on
Mono
the
Shine.
deck, and he was great.
He's also performed at Winterfest as well,
Yeah.
out in the gazebo.
Yeah, I would suggest that's where we get him to set up again, is in the gazebo. I just want to make sure you guys are good with bringing him back.
Yeah, that's good.
You good with that?
If he wants to
Okay.
play in.
Okay. I'll give him a call. Great. Is there anything that you guys can think of that we've missed?
I'd kind of like to see like a food alliance or a farm
Oh,
to
yeah.
school type setup because
Yeah.
I know just from the schools they're really in need of breakfasts and snacks and some, like more community support for that. So if there is an organization out there that is raising money, that is looking for more publicity, I'd really like if we could help them in that regard.
Doesn't Headwaters Communities in Action have a branch?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe reaching out to them.
Oh, that's a possibility. Wait, who runs that? Oh yeah, maybe. Suggest it.
Headwaters Community in Action. Their school program. I'm sure they have a school program. I'll reach out to them, okay?
Just
Great
came back.
idea, Mike.
Dave had a suggestion.
Sure.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
What is it? Through Jamie Richards, he's involved with, it's called Farm to Table. Is that the one that
Yes.
he works with the refugees? He works with the refugees and they prepare healthy food. They might want to do a display.
He wasn't he at our, what do you call it? Make Mono Shine? Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he didn't come out. Yeah. He won't come out. He'll get other people to come out. The organization might send some people out.
So Jamie Richards, Farm to Table?
No, Jamie Richards, they run, it's an organization called Farm to Table.
Okay.
He's involved with it. He's not I don't think he didn't start it.
It was written up in the Hills last issue, I think. Fall. It came the fall issue.
Okay.
We can ask him if he's interested or if he can find.
Oh, okay. That would be great.
Yeah.
So I'll hold off then on asking Headwaters Community in Action until you find out if he'd be interested. Is that
Okay.
what you want me to do?
Should we ask him first? Okay. Okay, Dave. Okay. Yes, just hold off. We'll ask Jamie.
Okay. Okay.
Headwaters Communities in Action does all
Great.
kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
They do active transportation. They do a lot of things.
Sounds good.
Karen Morrison.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Sounds like a great event.
All right. We are just reaching close to 6:30 here. But it looks like Winterfest is shaping up well. And so when's the next newsletter, Kim, to advertise the date?
I don't know. I'd have to ask that department. I imagine there'll be a winter newsletter. I'd have to check. I don't know. It's not my department.
He's on.
Okay, so let's schedule our next meeting in January. The 19th?
What day is that?
It's a Thursday.
Should be good.
I have to check. That's okay. I won't hit council. I don't know what the council date is. It's not until Wednesday.
Wasn't it the 2nd of the month?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be then. That's more than 14 days.
Is 5 p.m. possible instead of 5:30?
I'm
Either
good
one
with
is
5.
fine with us.
Does it work for you, Johan? 5 p.m.
Possibly. I'm not sure because that's where I'm like right in the thick of the season. It depends on what's going on at the ski club. I haven't once this club. I'm not really sure how late I'll be working because the hill closes at 4:30, 4 o'clock, and then I have to take down a bunch of stuff, so it might be a little bit tight. If anything, I might be late.
So January the 19th, and if you're late a few minutes, that would be okay. I don't want to go too much later than that because there's lots of organization for Winterfest.
Yeah, does that leave us enough time before Winterfest to iron out last minute details?
That leaves us 2 weeks.
About the 12th.
Is that a Thursday also?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a
That'd be your council meeting.
No, my council meeting's on a Wednesday. I'll go look.
Oh, Wednesday.
I'm fine with the 12th.
Sally is checking our calendar to see the 12th.
Works for me. Either day, either time.
I have a council meeting on the 11th. When's this one supposed to be? 12th. 12th is fine. Oh, 2 in a row. Okay.
Yeah, 12th is okay for us.
Great.
Don't have our regular council.
At 5 p.m.
That's okay.
Great.
So what date did we confirm here?
I've written January 12th.
Thanks.
If that's tough for Hyun to get to, I mean, we could do 5:30, but I would have to be done at 7.
5 o'clock actually works better for me if that is. Are we okay to keep it at 5 o'clock?
Put it at 5 and could always move it to 5:15.
You want to go with 5:15?
Would that help you on?
Yeah, I don't know again until the season starts.
So leave it at 5 and we
So,
can tweak it.
We'll leave
Yeah.
it at 5. Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about, so the earlier we get started, the better.
Okay.
yeah.
So just a couple of dates that I wanted to bring up is bringing back the Valentine Euchre tournament, and the date for that is Friday, February the 10th.
That was so much fun last time.
Wasn't it? I know. Like, it was so much fun. So we'll be selling tickets for that again, and hopefully RAC committee will help sell those tickets, advertise it, all that good stuff. So the more the merrier at that. But we had a great time at that. So there was, I think it was $15, and that got you a drink, munchies, and an entrance into the tournament. So it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I think we had about 15 pickleball players come in, and they all won the prizes.
Yeah. Like it was good. It was a good night. So I'll send you more details. I just wanted to make sure that all of you put that into your calendars.
Okay.
And that it's at Mono Center. And the
So
other date.
Sorry, Kim,
Pardon?
that's the same week as the is Winterfest, isn't it? Did you say?
Winterfest is February the 5th on the
Yeah.
Sunday.
I just didn't know if that was going to overtax some people. And again, that is the week I'm away. So I just wondered if that is the best time, just because if
Well,
the rec
honestly,
committee is doing
and
the
there's not
fifth.
a lot of
Okay, I'm just saying, I don't know if you recognize it.
organization
Thank you.
on the part of the RAC committee on this one.
Oh, okay.
It's just basically, help sell tickets and, hopefully you can be there. It's pretty much staff who looks after.
Okay.
Did Subway donate all of that sub platter last time?
No, we purchased that. Yeah. Yep. What else? April 22nd is Make Mono Shine.
Right on Earth Day.
April 22nd.
It falls right on Earth Day this year. Yeah, so if everyone could put that in your calendar, that would be great.
Let's hope the weather
Yeah.
is better this year than
It's
last.
better than last year.
Yeah. Oh, and then tomorrow is the volunteer social.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a little busy here in this department right now. And last night we had our second Wreath and Wine workshop. We had our first one last Thursday night on the 17th. It sold out within 1 day. So we advertised for a second and we sold that one out within 2 days. We actually could have
Nice.
done 4 Wreath and Wine workshops. They were really, really popular. It was great. And we also, on November the 12th, we held our 3R Christmas Bazaar. We had 34 vendors at it. It was really well received, really well organized. Emma did a lot of work on that, and she just did a phenomenal job. She was praised by the vendors, who said that they go to many other craft shows in the area, and this one was the most well organized one that they have or are participating in. So hats off to Emma on that one. She just did an amazing job on the 3R Christmas Bazaar, and she's already got notes on, how to make it bigger and better for next year. It was just a fabulous event, really well attended by the public, and yeah, it worked out really well. It was definitely a money maker for the municipality. So it was great. So,
Nice.
the money that we get from those types of programs go towards ones like the Halloween party and Winterfest and that kind of thing. So
Great.
that was a good one too. So it's been busy.
Awesome.
This department's been pretty crazy the month of November. So on to Winterfest.
On to Winterfest. All right. Okay, I have to run. Thanks everyone. And I guess happy holiday. Oh, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Is everyone going to be at the social?
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's great.
Thanks,
That's
Ian.
great.
Bye.
We'll see
Thanks,
you guys
everyone.
tomorrow
Have a
night.
good night.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, we didn't adjourn the meeting. So Mike and Ann, you're adjourning the meeting?